Welcome back to Nightingale's Motorcycle Restorers and Metal Finishers. We're just going to jump onto TLR 200 frames again. I showed in a video a couple of weeks ago one of our ones we modify, which we'll be selling out. But I'm just backed at colours and everything. I'm about an hour away from this now. We've got our plates, identification plates, what we're routing on, putting onto it. They'll go on last once it's coated. The footrests are done. Headstock modification, the footrest mod, getting rid of these and extending it and putting the beta casings on and the castings there, and the footrests, they go clip on nice and straight them. Just got to drill them and line them up. But back to the colour now. I put chrome. When I first started, early days with these videos, I said to myself, right, I'm going to do one for myself, a chrome frame or chrome effect. So what we were doing then, we were playing with powder coating. And powder coating is not the most exciting thing to play with all the time. And I don't know how many frames we powder coat now, but many. And the thing is, as you know, I'm always going on about reds and Ferrari reds and dull orange. And it depends if you're going back to original with colours, restoring it to its original undercolour, or you're doing them yourself. But what I'm going on this video is, when you say powder chrome, so let's just get rid of the chrome. Now it does look pretty blingy. Now what you do with powder chrome is it's a little bit different, because you don't put a primer on it like we zinc everything, and with the chrome you put the powder, you blast the frame back, and then we'll probably do a bit of work on it and belt sand it and just get anything out of it, and then we sieve the powders and do the rest of it. So there's no great skill in this. So, but the finish effect when we usually do a zinc primer top coat and clear coat powder on top, it does look good, and it is quite hard. The thing is, powder chrome. So what I've been doing, 6 months, I've been getting different types of powdering, and people who are really playing with it on big wheels, on this chrome effect. And I even did some and put it on the roof of what bit of summer we had, just to see how it'd do under UV and the rest of it. Because what you do with this is, when you use the chrome powder coats, you actually don't use a primer. It's electrostatic, obviously. You apply it to the frame, and then what you're supposed to do then is put a clear coat powder coating on it. So I've done a clear coat powder coating, and I've also used a ceramic coating, because if you don't, it kind of can lose its chrome effect. So I've done everything with it, and I think what I'm going to come back to now is I'm going to do this frame in chrome powder. I'm going to clear coat it, because as I say, they're improving it and improving it. I mean, at first when it come out, it just looked like a bit of a shiny grey. Then it got better. But I think with this frame is, because this will be a frame I'm going to sell out. We're looking at doing a PX with these frames. If you've got a TLR frame that wants the headstock moving and the footrest, and we do a little bit of mods here. So I'm going to do this one in chrome and let you see it. So this will be like the part one of the chromate frame, chrome powder, and then we'll catch up on a video 2, so it lets you see it, and we'll see what we think. As I say, I've only got a little bit of tacking in on welding and a few more bits to do. When we go back to these frames, the thing what's got us going again this last couple of weeks, what I've had is, it's funny how many younger guys are coming into the Twin Shock series, and it's good, it's fantastic, and they all come in and they pick a bike, and I say to everybody, and I always have, if you're like a Fantic, or you're like an Honda or TY Yamaha, and it's something you want, just get it, just enjoy it. You know, let's face it, they were all pretty crap in the early days. They were all trail bikes, right? They were all trail bikes, so they weren't really built for trials riding. That's why we make so many modifications to them. So what it does is, if you like something, buy it. There'll always be somebody who says they're this, they're that. Well, they're right, they probably are, but you know, you might have something from your younger days, what you used to like and always wanted. So just buy it, because there's modifications out of everything. When we say modifications, what it is, it's so when you ride there, you come off your modern bike and jump one of these in standard format, apart from maybe, and you out there will probably agree with me, something like a 200 Fantic, which I think we're in the forefront on the frames and how they feel like a modernish bike. Though we're still on clutch, obviously, not hydraulic clutch, I mean on cable. So get what you want, enjoy it. But we've had a few guys in, and it's funny because they're saying, what shall I do? Now, if you're a good rider, because everything I do when we do frames or you want a special, you've got to assess it for rider, you know, and there's a point, a cut-off point with money. It's like a guy who's brought this in. I stripped it down last year, TLR 200, and I haven't had time to put it back together. And that's what I've got. Casings, everything, fins off. I mean, you know, probably a running engine, probably just wanted a set of rings on it. So if you like something, buy it. And as I say, going back, and I must show this picture to, if you've been in here, you'll have seen me showing this picture of Dowson's of Scarborough, and people from away might have come to Scarborough, and in the early days it was Ghent fire station in Scarborough, and I used to work here, and if you look at all these bikes here outside, and there's a few guys who've been in, I think this was 81, I think that was about the only thing I was allowed to do, was put number plates on at the time. And this was for a photo call for the local evening news. And they had everything, because we had someone who raced TZs there, we Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Triumph, and they even had, as you remember, Reliant three-wheeler vans. And most of us of an age used to have one of them, because we didn't have a car licence, and the bike went off-road at end of the year, and now come the plastic pig three-wheeler. It was funny because reminiscing the other day, I think it must have been about 81, there was a programme on telly like Esther Ransom, and it was either Saturday or Sunday night, and I turned up for work here, and there's like 100 plastic pigs down the road, and they're all queuing up because she'd done a thing where they used to suffer from A-frame and kingpin, and Wheel used to do that and then fall off, so it's kind of a big recall. So poor mechanics in workshop spent the next 3 months doing all these kind of warranty claims for kingpin, because front wheels coming off. When you've only got 3 wheels to start with and the front one's falling off, it's not over good. But going back, I used to see these PDI, TLRs, 200s, trail bikes, TYs were registered on road, 175s and the 250s. And really, yeah, they were pretty crap. The KT 250s, if you notice over the years, they've had Gallner frames, and now we've come to heads, headstocks and degree angle moving and footrests for positioning and different yokes, and you kind of, where do you stop with it all? You know, it's like our cylinder heads we do, you'll have seen them. When you look at the original valves in the old head, like this chap has, and you see the size of the new ones, you know, hell of a difference in the high lift cams and a few things you do into them. But it's where you stop with the money, because it just gets ridiculous. Sometimes I think if you've got a standard TLR 200 Honda, and you'll see these young lads now come along on a standard one, and they're bunny hopping it and tricking it, and they love it because they can do it. But the guys who've kind of got into a bit more serious, you go up another band then, because you've got the players who were on the modern, the gassers and all the rest of it, the monoshock, they've come back onto twin shocks as well, and then you've got that guy who's that bit different, who can actually ride one and do things with these when they've had the full mods. And I can see a TLR 200 and just go £5,000 in bits without even thinking about it. That's from a standard one, that's in its standard format. And then the questions you get asked in the week is, what would you do first? Well, it depends what you want to do with it. The whole idea of doing some of these mods, if you're not bothered about altering the bike, is that once you've ridden it for 5 minutes, you can still have a conversation and talk, because you jump on them, and if you get off your modern bike and get on one of these, you probably think, bloody hell, like, you know. But by doing a few tweaks and getting it set up right, you can actually have fun. So it looks like there's going to be a younger breed coming along to play on these, because it is becoming popular. So back to the frame then. So I think what we're going to do with this one is, I'm going to powder coat this one in powder coat chrome effect, and we'll keep on stressing it's an effect, but it does look good. I've done some casings and the powders have come on. And then what I'll do is, we're just going to tack this back in and put everything right. I'll do it like I usually do. We'll put it in a dry blaster, we'll belt sand it again. Plus, if you've ever got a frame, or we can always put a VIN number and laser etch the numbers on, you know, so we can make them a bit more either onto frame, the stock head on the frame, or we can put it on the side here. Something I have noticed, I've been trying to get our own yokes, and there's a company doing these as I said in the past video, they've been fantastic with me, and I've just got to get back to them, because every time I get a set of the yokes I've got and I'm putting it up against the frame, like if you look at this frame here close up, and all this writing, a lot of things we've done at mods and different stuff over the months, what we're actually doing is, when you actually put these yokes into an headstock, I've just got to want a frame that come in that I'd had modifications, because even when you get down to the stops here, when they've been playing and doing all these different mods, I'm trying to set up a new set of yokes and I'm thinking, bloody hell, what's wrong? But they've been cutting away and doing stuff and altering stuff here. So I've only just got my own frame back, so I'll be back on them. And to be fair with the company, they've been real patient with me, but it's not because I've been stalling or getting back to them on this, it's because I haven't had a proper frame to set them up before they go out retail, and they'll look nice. So that's where we're going to be. The only thing you'll have to do if you buy a frame off me, which it'll be an exchange, as I say, I'll have headstock done. There's different degrees of headstock. I mean, we've got one of our guys who rides one of these with quite, I think he's on 3 degrees, and that's quite steep, is that. Usually 2, 1.5, 2 is good. And then if you want to play with a bit of extended swinging arm, depending what you're doing, that's up to yourselves. But we'll do this one in chrome, see what you think of a finish. I want to see it close up. I'm going to clear coat it as well. What you have to do as well with this powder, if you usually bake off at 185, somewhere around that, you probably will take this up to about 200 in the oven. And then I find by leaving it an extra while, 15-20 minutes, it seems to just bring that extra bit out of it. I've got one company what say 30 minutes at that, so you're really starting to get it cooking at this stage. So we'll do that, we'll let it cool down, then we'll hit some clear coat on it, and we'll see the final effect close up. So we'll do everything close up. The only thing you've got to do if you buy a frame off me, and I take yours in part X, is you've only got to buy the footrest, like the beta footrest to clip on. These will all be drilled ready just to go straight on, and we've got rid of all this and we've extended it all and double strengthened it, and same how we do the cut for the angle of the headstock. So till the next video on this, the next video you'll see me have had this chrome effect, so let's go bright silver. Let's see what you think. And as I said, I was saying a couple of weeks ago, can I have a different colour from reds or whites? I'm even getting a bit bored now. So I think the chrome effect was, let's see how it goes, and you might even have something else done in it. So I'll see you on the next video.